I kind of want to say we lost our way a little bit.
The security guard from the Maine Mall shows up to Rave X. $20,000 per month.
Markers were already hungry. Bishop, is that silver one?
You just landed your first backflip. I don't know if that worked. Rave X show here in Rangeley, Maine. Just arced one to help out Ralph and I.
Thank you.
How are you feeling?
I'm super pumped right now. I can't believe it. Still can't believe it happened. And I mean, I can believe it, but I'm just so jacked, so pumped. Like I can't be happier. My cheeks hurt from grinning so much. I mean, it's undescribable. Stoked.
Brandon Bell's one of the whole reasons that Rave X got into this whole sport in the first place.
Hey Dave, anytime you want to start doing tires yourself, you can, okay?
Yeah, but I don't even know what
I do everything else. I do all the books, I handle all the customers, I do all the service. Start at the beginning. Well, October 15th, 1979, the world was blessed with my presence. Rung my bell.
Hit your head?
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm having some trouble trying to remember what's going on.
Okay. I'm just going to hold you right here.
Yeah.
So Mark, this is Ralph. He was jumping on the snowmobile.
Ralph and I have been best friends since 8th grade, Mr. Moody's homeroom class.
My brother-in-law, who's been my best friend since we were like 10. I don't call him best friend when we were 10. He used to throw rocks and apples at me.
We graduated together at USM in the communication department. Ralph was always into snowmobiling. That was his passion. I only got into it because of him. And I ended up marrying his sister. So I just kind of evolved into that lifestyle. That whole family was diehard. Ralph's dad, Big Ralph, he's been snowmobiling since he was just a little guy. And his passion for sleds kind of transferred into Little Ralph.
Been snowmobiler almost my whole life. Started riding when I was 11. Got a 1974 Eland 250 my dad and I rebuilt.
Watching all the cool videos like Sled Next, Two-Stroke Cold Smoke. Those videos had gear that you couldn't find out here in Maine.
Started buying products that I couldn't get at local stores online. My local snowmobile dealer didn't want to stock one of the first brands we carried, which is Climb. Climb was not available at any local stores. So I bought my first Climb bibs 2001, probably, because I had my 01 MXZ 800.
Ralph and I had an idea to basically start a snowmobile shop where people could talk about snowmobiles all year round. High-end, really cool gear, the stuff that you see in the videos, the stuff that you see on the X Games, brands that aren't readily available here in Maine. Make a shop that emulated West Coast style.
I kind of went from there. Nobody was stocking the stuff I was buying. I was buying HMK boots. I kind of became friends with the owner of HMK just via email because I was one of the first people in Maine to buy his boots.
You know, you just get this idea to start a business.
We were working at the same job, Pine Point Mortgage in Westbrook. We're sitting there one day and nobody was carrying the stuff I wanted to order.
Maybe we should start a shop that sells all this cool stuff that you guys wear snowmobiling. You can't get it around here.
So we did it. Rave X was born with an idea of stocking stuff other people don't sell. Embrace this new style of snowmobiling. Essentially, we kind of started for snowmobiles.
what's the next step? So we kind of got some idea of the brands and the vibe that we wanted to go with.
So companies like HMK, and at the time Climb was a relatively new company, and they wanted to grow. And
hey, maybe we can get 15, 20 grand to help start this business. And the banks are like, hey, you know, we can't give you money. You've never even had a business before.
Started in Dave's basement, literally, with one Trolley design rack, which we still have.
We maxed out a credit card to fill my basement with Trolley Designs gear.
And a cash register and a credit card machine.
You walk into the basement, and it was like a Trolley Designs store.
And Jared Landers was the first person to buy stuff off us in the basement. Next thing I know, I get home from work, and there's 6 boxes full of boots.
It wasn't until September 2005 we opened up a small retail store in Gray, Maine.
Gray, Maine, 13 Main Street. We had a car wash to promote the grand opening. I think I showed up late. I'm almost positive I did. Actually, I did. Yeah, Dave was mad. I remember that.
Life hack.
Have Dave
The buyer.
be your business partner. You never have to be on time. Life hack number 1. Or hiring.
Grand openings. Needs them. You
Don't
got
need
Dave.
that, exactly. Open house? What open house?
It was probably a third of the store we have now, and but it was just jam-packed with awesome stuff. Once you get a brick and mortar store, like a physical location, then you can actually get set up with more vendors, because some vendors like Parts Unlimited, one of the biggest parts distributors in the world, they won't set you up unless you have a physical location. We basically maxed out another credit card, 2 more credit cards to get set up with Parts Unlimited at that time.
And after 1 year, we moved down to 61 Portland Road in Gray. Our landlord had a bigger spot, so we went in there and ripped the carpet up and redid the floor. It's bigger. We both still worked full time doing mortgages. We were keeping it alive out of our pockets.
During the day, we'd call customers and clients and try to sell mortgages at the same time. Luckily, we had our friend Trav that was working at the shop all day for us so that we could keep our other jobs.
Oh, guys are way better. Let's see what do that.
Oh man, the kid's gone.
I remember sitting at the desk at that second shop and looking around and being like, dude, this place rocks. We have super high-end motocross gear. We have super high-end snowmobile gear. We're basically just, that vibe is exactly what we were looking for, and we were just, I'm just stoked.
Are you looking for the best brand names in the motorsports industry? Then look no further than Rave X. We carry the sweetest helmets from Trolley Designs, Fly, One Industries, and many more. Hey, street riders, we got your back. Rave X Motorsports is the only shop that carries OGO gear bags and backpacks. Hey ladies, don't forget, Rave X carries stuff for us too.
Rave X Motorsports, Route 100 in Gray, Maine.
We were there for a year or 2 before we decided to open up the Maine Mall store. Opened the doors in August for back to school.
The problem with the mall and Christmas is November and December is $20,000 per month in rent. 20 grand. So you take a shop that's just getting their feet wet in the industry, where we're in it for just a few years, still in the beginning stages of getting our name out. Ralph and I are looking at this contract like $20,000 per month. You don't get anywhere unless you take a risk.
0809, we're in the Maine Mall. We got 61 Portland Road. We have the Maine Mall store. We decided the mall store was going to be the next move for Rave X.
Act the part of a West Coast dirt bike and snowmobile shop. So in 2008, we wanted to start traveling around and doing freestyle shows for crowds. We started a company called the Outer Limits Tour. So we had the help of Mission Trailers, and our friend Travis, that is a filmer dude and wanted to kind of make a movie. This would be a source of advertising for us to help get the Rave X name out there, but more importantly, we'd get paid to do these shows. So now we're getting paid to do advertising. You can't beat that. That's amazing.
Could basically travel and get paid, not a ton of money, but we're being paid, the riders are being paid to go to these freestyle shows, ride, and we could also promote our business as well as say the sponsors. So it was kind of a win-win, and it was fun. You know, we were getting to travel around and perform in front of crowds. It was neat. You know, something not a lot of people get to do.
We did a big show in Montreal.
We are so amped up. This is such a big honor to be invited, and we are ready to rock. Rasmus and Tobias and all the guys up on the landing number 1 and checking it out. The setup, it's a beautiful night here tonight.
They shut down the streets in Montreal, and Rave X was hired to go perform. So now we're doing huge events like that, and just super successful where that's come.
I've known a Rave X for years. I always see their stickers on guys' sleds. They're a big supporter of the freestyle industry.
Our buddy Travis that was tagging along at the freestyle events, he was filming everything. So Fresh, our first video, came out in 2011. And it was like, I guess intended to maybe just be a one video thing, just to kind of see how it was. It was about 35 minutes long. It had some snowmobile stuff, some motorcycle stuff. It's basically a compilation of Rave X footage throughout the year. And people seem to really dig that video. And it was super fun to make. We found another dude named Chris, and Chris Malenfant came in. He said, "Hey, I heard you're looking for a video guy. I'd love to video stuff for you, and I don't really need a lot of money. I just want the experience." So Chris made the next 2 films with us. It's kind of getting some steam, and we had brands like Fly Racing on board, and HMK, sledwraps.com at that time. Now they're called Deviant Inc. But those were brands that were with us from the get-go. Now we're working on Fresh 11, and I can't believe it's still going, but it seems like every year the videos get a little bit better. We have some that we like better than others, but it's just because it's documenting that year. So for Fresh 8, we had some awesome footage. We had a great winter backcountry wise, plus we did some awesome stuff for the freestyle industry.
We closed the Gray store. The store was really cool, just great at the time, especially with the economic situation going on. It wasn't really a hotbed of economic activity. So as much as it was great for us and it got us started, it wasn't and we still have a lot of customers that we met in Gray. So it definitely helped get us to where we were. Going back, we both were working at the Maine Mall store, and we ground that out.
At one point during Christmas, I remember calling Ralph and saying, and this goes down to this day as a joke between us, but I just call, "Hey bud, what's up?" "Not much." What color do you want?" "What color what?" "Lamborghini." And that was like just the feeling of now we're getting a name and an influx of people. One of our buddies was a DJ, So we hired him, and he's set up in the front. So when you walk by the front door, we had a DJ spinning in the front window with the chopper in the other window and the sickest motorsports apparel you've ever seen. And it was just this killer party. And it was that was like so fun. I just remember being like, all right, this is it. This is about as sick as I can imagine this shop getting.
We were in the mall, I can't remember what year, 2012 I want to say, maybe it was 13, I think it was 12. We got a letter.
The security guard from the Maine Mall shows up to Rave X. Doesn't say anything. Hands you this letter. It looks like you're being served by a sheriff or just something the way they come in there. So Ralph and I open this letter up.
It's 12 days notice to get out.
Hey, it's been real. It's been fun. You got 12 days to get out of here.
They found a long-term tenant that was going to move in, and we needed to get out. So we were forced to leave.
My life is here. My life is in the store. We've been fighting this uphill battle with rent and merch and keeping the cool shop. Now, just like that, we're out.
The younger demographic that found out who we were because of the mall, but we lost. I kind of want to say we lost our way a little bit. As far as we weren't a true motorsports store anymore, we were more of an apparel store. Kind of lost the core rider as a customer.
Plan B. All right, we're getting kicked out. It is what it is. It's going to be for the better. Because this rent thing that we've been dealing with for the last few years, this sucks. So we drove around South Portland, and I remembered seeing the spot. It was right next to Staples in South Portland. Staples is super busy. There's a tire place right there. They're always super busy. We're right at it's got to be one of the busiest intersections in the state.
Well, like I said, we had 12 days total, so we found the spot, signed the lease, came in, cleaned, painted, set up the walls.
So that we could keep both stores going, so the mall was going. And then on a Sunday, we finished up. We had a local graffiti guy come in and make this place look sick on the inside. Sprayed out a helmet wall for us with the cool Rave X logo. We did a big Rave X mural when you walked in the front room. Closed the mall on a Sunday. Opened up Rave X at 443 Western Ave in South Portland on Monday.
Nothing bag of donuts. Rave X. And then I think it took us 2 days. We opened up on a Tuesday. I don't think it was Monday. I remember Dave said it was the next day. I'm pretty sure we had 1 day of being closed in between. I think we opened up on a Tuesday.
We couldn't believe it, that it happened that fast. And it was a lot of work, but here we are. And I'm looking around and I'm like, okay, this new shop, I'm loving this. This is awesome. This is actually kind of getting us back to our gray roots.
Yeah. He's selling helmets, dude. Anthony getting it done.
Most of our core customers, that rider doesn't like the mall, doesn't like going into the mall.
Little did we know, Staples has more foot traffic than the Maine Mall.
We never stocked chains. And we're a motorsports store, which in the mall, you didn't stock chains because nobody came to the mall to buy a chain. But now that we're out of the mall, we got back to that core customer, that's what we sell. We sell a lot of hard parts. That's over half our business now is the parts and accessories portion of it as opposed to just the apparel.
One thing we're missing is service. Charge them a fair price, do the best we can, keep the lines of communication open with your customers as far as your service department goes. And now we're going to gain him as service and even stoke him up more and sell more gear to him because he loved how you did your service.
I started wrenching at first, just doing some small stuff.
Ralph, how's that moped going?
Good.
Hey, Anthony's volunteered you to light a tire on fire to try to set the bead because it was his idea, but he's scared to do it. What are your thoughts?
I have to wheel the bike through the shop and using the stock room to work on stuff, so that was kind of annoying.
Ralph, I'm pulling a Davey.
Oh, what's up, bud?
I'm vlogging right now.
Go on. Most up pretty. So I don't like people seeing how bad we work back here, but we use paper towels out of the bathroom because I ran out of shop rags. had to start somewhere, you know, and to get people kind of knowing that that's something we were working towards. And we talked about it for over a year. By the time we got the town on board, and the landlord was actually really on board at first, which is cool.
When we got the okay and we ordered a building from the Shelterman in Wyndham, my brother's shop, and Ralph and I spent 3 months putting this steel building up out back.
Got the green light to build the shop out back, so literally we built the shop. We bought a steel building kit, and Dave and I went out there when it was 120 degrees and built the steel building.
Now we need a mechanic. Okay.
What I look for in an employee: honesty and trust. Have to be able to trust them.
You have to be outgoing, you have to be talkative, you have to be friendly.
You know, willing to work as a team, because that's what we do here. We're not like, I'm not your boss. Ultimately, you know, we're a team. We work together to accomplish our goal.
Met with a guy named Kevin Glatz. Kev knew we were building and going to be looking for a mechanic. He'd been out of the industry for a little while, wanted back in. We got Kevin here, and he helped us kind of set it up and design it.
We actually had Kev, before we built the building out back, Kevin Glatz, our tech, he was actually working on stuff in our stock room and in the front room. He had, at one point, a motor torn apart on a table in the front room, right? Remember that? Like a fold-up table? Yeah, we had a motor in the front room of the shop, just completely torn apart. Oh, hey there! I'm Ralph with Rave X Motorsports, here with the XO R420 helmet.
Next thing we know, we get a call from this guy named Jamie Stokes. Jamie worked at Moto Milano in Wyndham for 14 years.
Kind of need someplace to go. I can bring this, that, the other. You know, he had a huge following. He's still in the business. Literally brought business to us. From the day he started, we were booked out a week and a half.
James.
James. Where's James? Who's James?
Ralph had always said for the last 15 years, if we do service, I want that guy working at Rave X.
I got laid off from my other job, and I had known about you guys, and I was like, that would be a really cool place to work. So I came down, talked to Ralph and Dave, and here we are.
So now we have Jamie, full-time mechanic. Kevin is still with us part-time. We're really hoping, our main goal was for Kev to get him on full-time coming into this motorcycle season for inspections. Here we are at the new Rave X service shop.
We launched a new website just before this whole thing hit. I think our website is going to be a crucial part to our business. Dave's worked really hard on that. Obviously the service side of it's been huge for us too. A lot of unknowns, but everything we've done has just kind of been by the gut, and I'm sure if we talk to most business advisors, they tell us we're idiots and we shouldn't have done it, but we did, and we're still here. Hi.
20 years I've been dealing with this guy interrupting me.
The world is blessed.
What's up, Rave Xers at home? Thank you so much for bearing with us.
Hindsight being 2020, business plans are pretty key. I personally have never stolen a thing in my life, not even a pack of gum.